Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, well today I'm getting ready to pack for my craft retreat that is going to be a 3-day long craft retreat. Normally I stay the night, but I am going to be coming home each night this time. I've just haven't found a hotel that I wanted to stay at. I won't say more about that, but anyway, so I thought today I would just get into some of my slow stitch. I am going to take this with me, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But I also wanted to share kind of what the cover looked like. That I did the branding strips, did the weaving on the branding strips, and then I did my Mod Podge with a little bit of talc in it, and I also put some of my little dye dusts in there. I cannot remember what that stuff is called, and I did it in a green, and I don't know if you can see, it just has a little, this was Snow White, but it has a little tint of green to it, so I think it turned out pretty good. I'll tell you, it really stiffened it up and made it really, really firm, and then I randomly kind of sewed. I didn't sew every single line, but kind of randomly sewed. I did that before. Yes, I did that before I put the Mod Podge on. So anyways, there's that. I wanted to show that to you. I'm going to give it a toss and put it over there. Okay. And then I had all these little baby strips left, and so I just put them on these 2 pre-cut cards, journal cards, and I thought that looked really cute. These were little strips off of the garden book that I'm using the pages for the make and take kits that I'm doing at the retreat I'm going to. You know what? I think so. On this one, I did not put an extra hole reinforcer around that, so you can see it's kind of jaggedy there, but let's do that. I think that'll look better. Let me see. I think I will just go with a brown. Get those out of here. And so basically, I think what would be the best way, and what I did on the other one was, that covers it a little bit better. What I did on the other one is I took the strips all the way across the hole, and then I used this as my guide and punched the hole, and then I put the little hole reinforcer. So this one looks a little bit more smooth than this one does, but still okay. Anyways, that was fun to make. I did that while I was on the phone. Okay, well, let's see. Let's get into this. These are the little travel bags you may remember I made out of Kathy Holden, Curated in Color. I made it to use as travel when I'm flying, and basically what I do is I just put them in my backpack like this, and my backpack stows under my feet. Then when I'm ready to pull them out, I just use these little bands, these little handle bands that I made, and pull them out. So that's basically what I did. I also put this small, it has a stain on it. I think that's from ironing something with a dye in it. Probably flowers or something. Anyways, I use this in my backpack too, so it makes it really nice to work off of when I let my tray down when I'm flying. I am taking it with me this week when I go to my craft retreat, because sometimes when I get to a point in my paper crafting where I really need to think through it or whatever, I'll grab this and just add to it. So this is my little box that I carry things in. And many of you have seen this before, I'm sure. And then let's see. I've been taking this back and forth when I do craft day at my daughter's church, and then also the craft day we did at our church. I took it just in case I wanted to sew on it a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why I just love red and white, but I've done other ones. You may remember when we did the 4 Seasons slow stitch. I just love slow stitching. It takes me forever to accomplish something because I don't do it all in one sitting. This is a disaster in here. But here's my baby pin cushion my mom made me. I keep it in there and I travel with it. These are my Tim Holtz little scissors. I travel with those. They're regulation. The last time I flew, which was just last year, 2024, it was a 4-inch blade. But this is really the only blade I need. I think I did take his 4-inch blade with me, but that's really all I need. And then I just have bits in case I decide to add something. Also, let me grab it real quick. I also have lace bits, but I left them over here on my other table. There they are. So I have these lace bits. So that's what I'm going to do. I just thought, well, we'll just chit-chat and I will sew, see where I left off a little bit. Now, everybody seems to do things differently. And I love that about crafting, you know, it makes it kind of unique and your own. I know that Kathy uses a particular glue stick to baste, you know, to hold things down instead of using pins. Occasionally I'll dab a little glue on the back of something, but the pins don't bother me as much. So I use them. I just use them. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do today? What do I want to sew on? I think I'm going to use this. This is a vintage thread. I got it at a sale somewhere. And I don't mind using vintage thread for the most part. In my slow stitching, I just don't like to use it in my machine when I'm making something that needs to last, you know, but something that's going to have some wear and tear. Now, what did I just do with that needle? Is that it? I don't know. Hopefully we'll find it. I like traveling with this wool mat because as I take out all of the little pins or I need to pause or something to take a drink or whatever, I can just use it as a big pin cushion. I use my other pin cushion when I'm traveling, when I'm on an actual flight. I use it just to store the pins, you know. Okay, I think I'm going to just make like a tacking, I don't know the name of it, but like a tacking stitch here to get that lace down. Maybe hold it up a little bit here. So I'm just going over it a little bit. I don't know really what the name of it is. Another thing you can do, of course, is you could put your fusible, you know, webbing or what have you on the back. Okay, this has gotten caught on. What is this getting caught on? Oh, I see. Getting caught on that. Not a good start, huh? There we go. I do love a couple of reasons that I love traveling with a slow stitch project. I have also traveled with fussy cuts. But one reason I love to travel with slow stitch projects is people always comment on the beautiful fabric, and almost always I'm sewing with Kathy Holden fabric, so I'm able to talk to them about Kathy Holden fabric, which is one of my favorite topics, if you know. And so yeah, I'm able to not only share, you know, that I'm going to go see my sister, but she's also the designer of these beautiful fabrics. So that's fun to be able to showcase and brag at the same time about how talented she is. And also, if someone isn't already a customer of hers, you know, of these fabrics, it gives them a curiosity. I sat next to a lady last time that was a quilter, and she, kind of had been in like one genre of fabric. She used Moda fabrics for her quilts because that is such a popular company of quilts because of the quality, but she had never heard of Kathy's. And so when I showed her, that not only, these fabrics, um, but the other things that I was working on, she was so interested, so she actually was looking it up online. So that's one reason I like to do it. But the second reason is because there's so many people that have never tried slow stitching, or even a bonus three reasons is never heard of junk journaling. And so that's really fun for me to share that craft, to just talk about it. And even people that haven't been crafty have been interested in learning about it. They find it very interesting. Journaling is not something new. People have been journaling, forever. And so then when you share different ways of journaling, and really junk journaling is just kind of incorporating other things that you like to do in your journaling, as well as adding journal space through all your little pockets and cards and tags and, some interactiveness in your journal, which I love. I am going to take the beginnings of my nature journal with me, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to I don't know, maybe make some cards and pockets and stuff. The one thing about the nature journal or the garden journal that I had for the last few years since we've been here at the Little Yellow House is that I kind of make stuff as I go, because I'm not real sure where I'm going to put stuff yet. And it's a little bit different than most journals, but I am taking, do you remember when we made that journal cover and we used houses that I cut out of magazines? Well, I am going to take that to put together. So that'll be a journal that I'm, actually going to be making things for. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so I've got that little bit down. And I usually try to tackle the most difficult first, just because it seems to help the rest of it go smoother. I'm going to see if I can adjust this a little bit. Just like that. So I have this other little piece of lace back here. One thing to try to keep into consideration, which we do it anyways with journals, is where you're going to put your spine. Where's your spine going to come out at? Now, here's a couple. I do this different each time. This, I'm just going to do a running stitch around this particular thing for now. This graphic of this house. But one thing is that oftentimes I will lay the first layer down, like this first layer of red, and then I will make just rows of stitching all the way across. That is such a great way to, get your slow stitching, what do I want to say, palette, I guess, ready. Then other times, like this one, I'll lay things down and then I'll go around each one. So that's what I've done with this one, is I've laid pieces down and then I've kind of patchwork stitched around it. Then what I'll do, once I get, for instance, this layer done and maybe a few other things, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over and I'm going to put some running stitches. So I might choose, like, let's say a color and just do running stitches in this little thing and then running stitches in this one, or maybe I'll put some French knots. So there's just all different ways that you can do it, and it's just really, if I had to define it, I guess we could look it up on the Google and see how they define it. But if I had to define it, it not being, a traditional like Japanese repairing slow stitch, but if I had to define it as far as a craft, it would be a loose embroidery type of activity. So you can also for sure put your beautiful embroidery on it, and sometimes I'll do a little embroidery here or there, but for the most part, it's a very loose take on embroidering thing. And I think I'm going to go around this little guy real quick and get him down. Again, I think I'm just going to give it a tack. Turn here. Oh, there's that needle. I thought I took a needle out. Yeah, I'm just going to try to go through. And if you've ever been with me when I've slow stitched before, come on, just like almost any other project, I love the work as it shows on the back. Oftentimes it does get covered up when, you make the final cover, putting the book in, the journal in, but I don't know, I just love it. And there are some that I have that I've just left it, with the back open, like to where you can see it, see the stitching tracks in the back, and I just love that. Love it. So I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with this one. The thing about it is I love every one that I make, and I don't say that out of vanity. It's just basically, you spend the time in not just the sewing, but you're picking things out, you're stitching. Maybe there's something fun that you were stitching, while you were doing it. So like, for instance, this one has great memories because I was doing craft day with my girls. Or maybe it's because, it's Kathy's fabric. And of course I always have such a good feeling doing, using her fabric. But there's usually some memory, emotion involved in it. So it's hard for me to figure out what to do with it because, yeah, I would like to sell them, but, is there someone that would even appreciate it as much as I do? You know what I mean? How we get that way. But then finding a fun, making the fun journal for it is really neat. So, okay. So that's basically what I have today to share with you. When I get done here, my house is a literal disaster. I made dinner last night and I just threw everything in the sink. I did not wash anything. I didn't load the dishwasher. I just rinsed everything off and threw it in the sink. So I have that waiting for me. I'm trying to get some laundry done so that the next few days are set, plus with my retreat, Now this is how I do it. I just keep moving the fabric to meet my needs. I mean, it's up to you. It's your project. So so let's see. So I have that. I also need to clean out my trunk. I love to haul stuff in the trunk, and then forget that it's in there. But I do have like my lawn chair, my fishing pole, my tackle box, my big hat, my big sun hat, which it's been so windy. I haven't been able to wear that while we're fishing. It's just been too windy. I don't want to lose it. So I have that in there. I have a box of books a friend gave me. I need to get those out. What else is in there? Oh, I keep my, shopping bags to, to use at the store. I keep those in there. So that all needs to come out. And then I need to prepare what I'm going to load back in for the retreat. Speaking of shopping bags, so last year I bought this really great shopping bag at Aldi. It's kind of insulated, but the problem, I mean, that's in itself not a problem, but it's not a closed bag. It's not one that zips or anything. So, but it is nice that it does have a little bit of insulation, but it has these really wonderful reinforced handles, and the handles aren't the kind you put over your shoulder. They're more like two really good gripping handles that you just carry. Okay, I have got to take my sweater off real quick. I'm about to pass out here. So anyways, I got those last year, and I got my girls each one, and I keep thinking I should get another one. I mean, they don't carry them all the time or anything, but this week they are carrying them. And I looked at them today and I thought, should I get another one? And then I decided, no, what are you going to do with another one? But I just want to let you know, if you need a good shopping bag, this bag is the it. And they have them this week at Aldi. Also, you know how I love Aldi skincare. This week, which I saw on the flyer last week, this week they have nighttime lip masks. And so I bolted over there and got me one. Got me two, actually. And they had two different kinds. So they're flavored, which typically, what I have noticed from any of the skincare I've bought at Aldi is that it's fragrance free. Like, it does have a fragrance just because of what it is, but they have an added fragrance. So it's like a fragrance free and all of that. But this nighttime lip mask for fine lines, so that's me. Well, they're not fine anymore. They're getting like, more than fine. I'll just put it that way. They were scented. So one was vanilla, which is the one I got, and then the other one was berry. I cannot do fake berry scents. I can't do it. It makes me nauseated to even think about it. But so I thought, I'm hoping it's mild, because I don't want to go to sleep with this heavy scent, Anyways, I got home. It is mild. I couldn't wait to open it, see what it was like. It's like, and it comes with a little applicator too. And if you have never gotten all these skincare, their packaging is really pretty. I think it's elegant, and for what it is, I think it is. But anyways, it came with this little applicator, so I'm excited to get that mask on tonight before bed, and I'm excited to see my wrinkles disappear by morning. Well, thankfully the jar is big enough, so, well, come on. Anyways, that was exciting. Now, last week, I think I told you, I did get setting spray. They had a few of those left, so I got more. I really like the setting spray, and this will tell you what an amateur I am. I've used setting spray in the past, but this has been years ago, back when I was wearing makeup all the time. Note to self, and I noted to self last time I did it, but today I had to note to self again that you put the setting spray on before your mascara. Because the setting spray goes on, wet, and it dries quickly, but not before it affects your mascara. unless you have waterproof, which I don't use waterproof. But so anyways, yeah, I noticed that last time and I was like, oh man. They also had last time, which I did notice they still had this time, is like a really, really pretty, I think I mentioned it to you. It was a champagne colored highlighter, where, you know, you could just highlight your eyes or you could highlight your cheekbones or something. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty and very light going on. It's not like some of the others I've tried where I end up scrubbing off my makeup just to try to lighten it because I've just gotten too much. This is very, it literally just gives you a little highlight and I really, really like it. So anyways, and then I got some more just daily skincare, like the daily face wash. I really like it. Yeah, I'm just sold on it. For my skin, it really works well. And I'll tell you another thing about this, like this daily skin wash, facial wash, which I also get the facial little wipies, which I love. But this daily face wash, okay, typically what I do is with the other ones I've used, from, you know, other brands, is I will wash my face with it. And then I'll use a washcloth to kind of do a little, a wet washcloth to kind of do a little bit of an exfoliating with that. You know what I mean? Just kind of rubbing it across my face. And then about once a week, I need to do like an exfoliator because whatever it is just collects and makes my skin look really dull, and it also doesn't feel great. Well, I don't have to do that with this face wash. This face wash, I feel so, my skin feels so refreshed after it. And I have old skin, you know, but it feels so refreshed after it. So I'm sold, and I hope that I'll always be able to get it because, you know, when you find something you really like, it's tough when, you know, you don't have it anymore. You got to go back through the fielding. I can't tell you how many bottles of shampoo and conditioner are in our guest bathroom from me trying ones to see if I can find one that I really like. So many. So many. Sometimes I'll see if my granddaughters want to take them home. You know, is there anything that you want in there? Because Grammy has too many in there. Lots of options for our guests. Well, what happened here? There it is. So, that's basically it. So you can see here that I am just literally tacking some of this down. I like to, let me show you here. Let's see if I can get this one out of there. Okay. This is a piece of lace that I have twisted a couple of times, and I like to be able to add that kind of texture and movement. And you know, the great thing is you don't need a bunch of big pieces. This is all from, majority of it is all from just my little scraps. I just love using them. I love finding a spot for them. Now, the downside to that is I save every tiny bit, but I don't just use it for, you know, slow stitching. I also use them in my journals. I like to put them on a bold pen and use them on a card or something. Uh-oh, got a little knot. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if this is very exciting, but I just wanted to touch base with you, and I'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 more videos before I go. And then I also kind of hope I don't forget to do a video while I'm there, because I'd love to, you know, like I did last time, show you all the make and take. The ladies doing it and what they come up with. It's always fun to see that. Remember last year we did Joey Card Makers, one of his Ko-fi. It was so fun. And he was generous to do that, let us do that. So this year what I wanted to do is something to showcase how you can use what you have around to make something that you can use in your scrapbooking or your journal. So that's why we're doing the little interactive folio thing. And you can see a video on that if you're interested. It's part of the hashtag ABC April 2025. And I is for interaction is what it is. So I need to get on it and get more of those put on our YouTube. Okay. All right. Well, kids, I think that's it. I think I'm going to stop for now. I'll show you this back real quick. It's one of my favorites. The tracks of slow stitching. Many of it you probably, I don't know if you can even see because it's white-ish. But maybe you can see a little bit. You can see where I started with some red. So next steps after this is I'll do a little bit of some fine lines. And then I also have some buttons and I have some sequins, maybe some more lace. We'll see. And then we'll figure out, what we want to do with it. But I just love it. I love it. I know you can see a lot of the Kathy Holden on here. It's beautiful. Curated in color if you're interested to find that. She put this out last year, I want to say, and then she's done several since. So very fun. Okay, everybody, don't forget we pray blessings over you and we want you to know you're so loved. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.